So moving on from the software, as I mentioned, there's obviously a hardware component to what we do. So this is our family of products dating back to the 2P there shown in the back. The silver one in the middle is the 3P, and the black one is the 3PX. That's our latest sensor. I've got one sitting here. I can't see myself, but hopefully you can see this. So this is our 3PX. You can see the 4 cameras there. This is the critical point up here that I'll talk about in a minute, but this is some integration we did with DJI that I'll tell you more about. And importantly there, I won't go too deeply in this today, but on the right is our ambient illumination sensor, we call it, or sunlight sensor. And that's included with every one of our sensors. It's something we've been doing since we got started. And what that does is calibrate all these measurements under changing sunlight conditions so that you can really compare these data sets over time, which is of course where the real value in this data is. So looking at trends in your field, are conditions improving? Are they getting worse? If you took some action, did it make a difference? Without that calibration component, you really can't make those comparisons. It's a very critical piece. The sensor technology itself, there are 4 channels there. They are what we call narrowband channels, so they don't overlap each other, and that gets into the sensitivity of our measurements. You can actually customize the location of those filters between about 410 nanometers and 950 nanometers. With bandwidths down to about 10 nanometers, which can be very narrow. So we do have quite a few research customers that come to us with specific information, maybe that they've collected from a hyperspectral sensor. They say, these are the 4 bands we care about. Can you build us a sensor? And so off we go, and you can still use SlantView in the same way. I mentioned the calibration. That's a very critical piece. We now have 2 patents issued on that technique. Those are issued patents, not pending patents. So, again, something we've been working on and perfecting for quite a while. And the last piece is onboard processing. So that's another component of, how rapidly we process this data. But our processing workflow actually begins on board the sensor. The balance of that is finished, on the ground in our software, but there's quite a bit of heavy lifting that's done on the sensor itself. And we're constantly pushing more and more of our analytics capability onto the sensor. So there's quite a bit of room for expansion and capability given the onboard processing power that we have in these sensors.